Hello, welcome to the licensing hearing on the 8th of September. The first item on the agenda is to elect a chair, and I understand that the subcommittee have elected Councillor Nichols, is that correct?
Yes.
I'll pass over to Councillor Nichols, Chair.
Good morning. So, introductions, Councillor Nichols. We've got Councillor Hook and Councillor Wells. And the officers today, we've got Jodie, Lucy and Leslie, legal and licensing. So lawyers. Applicants, we have Philippa Myers and Kate Starkey. Which one's which? Philippa to the left. Kate to the right. Cool. As I said, everything's been recorded, apart from the bit when we decide what we're going to do with your license application. So just be aware that anything you say, people can pick it up. There may be thousands watching. You never know. I doubt it. Yeah. So any apologies for absence? None? Any declaration of interest? Nope. Right, we need a resolution to exclude the press and public. When we come to the item, which is under the Regulation 40 of the Licenses Act 2003. I'll have to agreed. Right, so what we're going to do is we'll hear your application. You have 15 minutes. You can both speak or one speak, but it's limited to 15 minutes. First of all, we'll hear from Leslie. We'll give her report on your application. You'll present yours. We'll ask questions. You'll have 5 minutes to sum up as well. Is that clear? Cool. Over to Leslie.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everybody. This is the application for the grant of a premise licence for the Fox Inn, Stockton on Forest, York. The licensable activities applied for are live and recorded music indoors, 10 AM until midnight, Sunday to Wednesday, and 10 AM until 1 AM Thursday to Saturday. Late night refreshment from 11 PM until midnight, Sunday to Wednesday, and 11 PM until 1 AM Thursday to Saturday. Supply of alcohol on the premises from 10 AM to midnight, Sunday to Wednesday, and 10 AM until 1 AM Thursday to Saturday, with opening hours 10 AM until midnight, Sunday to Thursday, and 10 AM until 1 AM Thursday to Saturday. Non-standard timings for late night refreshment and supply of alcohol, and opening times on New Year's Eve until 2 AM. A copy of the application and the plan of the premises can be found at Annex 1, and I've put larger copies of the premises plan on the tables for everybody. The premises described in the application as a village pub in a rural setting 4 miles east of York. The pub services the local village and surrounding area and seats approximately 50 people indoors. This premises was previously licensed, and that license was surrendered in April of this year. Sorry, I thought I'd put a mistake in my wording then. I thought it was last year's April of this year. An overview of the circumstances in which entertainment activities is not licensable can be found at Annex 2. As part of the application, the operating schedule submitted by the applicant showing how the licensing objectives would be met can be found at paragraphs 11 to 14 on pages 16 to 18 of the report. I can confirm that the premises is not located within the cumulative impact assessment area and that the consultation process was carried out correctly. There are no representations before you today from responsible authorities. North Yorkshire Police has mediated with the applicant, who has agreed to amend the operating schedule. The agreed conditions can be found at Annex 4. The applicant has only applied for the supply of alcohol on the premises. Therefore, the condition 4 on page 52 of the report, agreed with North Yorkshire Police, would not apply, because that states that alcohol, off-sale as alcohol, would be in sealed containers. There has been 7 relevant representations from other parties. Representatives' details can be found at Annex 4. The representations are based on the grounds that the crime and disorder, public nuisance and public safety licensable objectives would be undermined if the licence was granted. Their representations can be found at Annex 5. Since the agenda was published, one of the representations has been withdrawn. The withdrawn representation can be found on page 73. A map showing the general area around the premises can be found at Annex 6, and again, larger copies of that plan are on the table for everybody. The committee has the following options when making your decision. Option 1, grant for the licence in the terms applied for. Option 2, grant the licence with modified additional conditions imposed by the licensing committee. Option 3, grant the licence to exclude any of the licensable activities to which the application relates and modify add conditions accordingly. Option 4, refuse to specify a person on the premises as a premises supervisor. Option 5, reject the application. That's an overview of the report, Chair.
Thank you, Leslie. Questions? Any questions?
Can some of the objections mention parking? Can you clarify whether or not that's something that the licensing committee can look at or not?
Parking, not necessarily. That would be more of a planning function. The only thing that this committee could be mindful for is if a public nuisance is caused, you know, slamming doors late at night, that type of thing by people coming to leaving the premises. Thank you.
No, I'm okay, thank you.
You any questions for Leslie? Cool, good. Thank you, Leslie. We shall go on to your application then. You've got 15 minutes to tell us in words your application.
So we have, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to consider our application today. It means so much for us to obtain the licence so we can reopen the Fox Inn. It's a central hub of our little village, a village in which both myself and Kate and our families reside as well. So it does mean quite a lot to us. Following its closure in August last year, it's clear to see just how much the pub has been missed, and it means a lot to the community. And we've seen that through such a huge outpouring of support from the locals who are just as keen to open the doors as we are. We take our roles as custodians of the pub very seriously, and we want to bring back something that's had great value within the local community since it became a pub in 1866. We'd like to do that as a meeting place, a restaurant, a public house and a social hub, and it's what our little village deserves. We're seeing so many village pubs and community spaces closing at the moment, and in light of this, we're giving the pub the best chance of a future that's vital. And having the premises licence in place is a compulsory step to open our doors as soon as possible. We've completed the premises licence to mirror the previous licensable hours, which were held by the former owner. However, since we liaised with North Yorkshire Police, we took their recommendations on board and adjusted the hours to follow their advice of closing 30 minutes earlier, with a 30 minutes grace period to finish all refreshments. We've also agreed to all the other recommendations from them, including installing colour CCTV. We intend on opening a family-friendly premises with the community at the heart of everything that's offered. That's why we supported the ACV, and the fact that this was granted shows just how important the pub is to our local villages and wider community. The ACV was supported by well over 100 villagers, which shows the importance of it reopening. Food is going to be the main offering at the pub, and in light of this, our refurbishment has been sensitively carried out to improve the feel of the premises and also attract a diverse range of clientele. For example, locals, parents in the village, and those from out of the village who are looking for a lovely meal. We've removed the bandit machines and various screens to create a more relaxed and calm environment as a result of this. We don't intend to obviously serve alcohol every night, as the licensable hours would show. Our leaseholder that we have at the moment shows the opening hours as follows: closing on a Monday, opening at 4 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, Wednesday 4 p.m. till 11, Thursday 12 noon till 11 p.m, Friday 12 noon till 11:30 p.m, same on Saturday, and then noon till 11 p.m. on a Sunday. Unless there's a planned event or small party, for example, we don't intend on these opening hours being altered. Our leaseholder, Tom Brown, already runs 2 village pubs in York. He's got the Knapton line in Knapton and Lord Nelson in Poppleton. Because of his experience, we're incredibly confident that he understands how the village pub trade operates, such as reminding patrons to be quiet and respectful while leaving the building and reminding them they're going into a residential village area. We know that he will go above and beyond to ensure the licence objectives are taken seriously, as we are, and they will be adhered to at all times. We hope that you'll consider our application favourably, given the considerations that we've already made regarding the local community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions?
Can I just get a clarification from Leslie? Sorry, and could I have a clarification for Leslie? The fact that it's someone from Napton and Poppleton who's involved in the restaurant doesn't affect me being able to stand as on the committee, does it? I mean, we're not friends or anything, it's just...
I would think that is more of
Oh,
a
sorry,
question for
forgive.
your legal advisor on that point.
Because I thought now you can, if it's in your ward, sit on a hearing or not.
Sorry. No, I don't think it will affect, as long as you don't think it's going to affect your ability
No,
to
it's
make
just
the
that
decision.
obviously
You're still open-minded.
I've been to the Red Lion and the Nelson that he also runs, so.
No, that's fine. It is a matter for yourself, as long as you still feel you are able to partake and make the decision and that you are open-minded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to clarify that you're totally happy with what the police recommendations are, and you would agree to those.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a very, very long chat with North Yorkshire Police, who are really obviously as keen to see the pub as open as we are. We took their recommendations on board, absolutely. We intend to adhere to what they've given us. We've adjusted the opening hours that the licensable hours that we were going for in the application on the basis of what she said on the phone. CCTV, obviously going in with a month memory on it, looking at things like having plastic glasses outside. Yeah, we've taken everything on board, and the updated application has mirrored that.
The other thing, on the application, you talk about using the beer garden. I understand that that's already been discussed and that won't be happening at this stage.
Yeah, so we did have a quick conversation before we came in. It's obviously there is a small space outside that we're hoping to use. It's not something that obviously we've applied for now because our first time applying for it. We did try and work in conjunction with the council over, I mean, the form is a little bit complex. So it's something that we would look to put in after this, but it's not something that we're looking at today.
So it doesn't affect this application as it stands?
No.
Thank you.
Just if you could go through those licensing hours again a bit slower. So I can make a note, because the actual ones as opposed to the ones that you...
The opening hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, that I probably did go a little bit fast on there, didn't I? Yeah. So we're closed on Mondays. And then on Tuesday, it would be 4 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Wednesday, 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. Thursday, 12 till 11. Friday and Saturday, 12 till 11:30. And Sunday, 12 till 11.
Drinking up times. Is that when you close or is that when you stop serving the alcohol?
So when I spoke to North Yorkshire Police, they advised that we stop serving half an hour before we close. So yes, the end time would be the time the pub shut.
Thank you.
Just to quickly interject, members, on page 52 of the report, they had two highlighted paragraphs at the end of the police representation showed that the mediated hours that were agreed with the police.
Can I just ask something of the licensing officer, please? Although that is the plan at the moment, we will be looking at the licensing as it stands rather than the opening hours that the applicant's suggesting. Is that right?
I would recommend that members look at the hours that have been mediated with the police. The 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. for licensable activities, Sunday to Thursday, opening until 11:30 p.m. and Friday and Saturday licensable activities, 10 a.m. until midnight 30, with the premises closing at 1 a.m.
Thank you.
Just a couple from me. I assume if you are incredibly successful, you would open on a Monday and extend your hours if the public are knocking on your door on a Tuesday lunchtime, is what you would hope.
That's a dream. Yeah, we have spoken to our leaseholder and sort of explained that, you know, Mondays come up with obviously bank holidays, people are off. He and ourselves, we are quite focused on, first of all, just getting the pub back up and running, getting a good name for it, getting the food as the focus, and then that's something that may be discussed. At the moment, it's certainly a closure on a Monday, purely to sort of try and recover from the weekend, give the head chef some time off, and then start again from 4 o'clock on a Tuesday. But it's certainly something that we'll look at, certainly next year as we come into the bank holiday season. Yeah, it's certainly not ruled out.
And you said you're going to have food as the main focus. What was the pub before? Was it a drinking pub or was it a food pub as well?
So it's had a bit of a combined history, because I think previously the leasehold rent was quite high and there was a bit of inconsistency. There was, if you look further back, there was a very strong food reputation, and as leaseholders started to come and go, that dropped off. So the viability of the business started to drop off with it. So it did have a very strong food reputation. And I think that was lost through people coming and going a little bit. So that's probably what we'd really like to see come back. It was the type of pub going further back that people would drive out to and have, you know, a really nice family meal. So we're hoping that'll come back. Just to tie into the last question as well, I mean, I come from sort of a food background with my existing business, and those Mondays can be quite essential for a kitchen team, just to restock, prep and ensure that the food is a nice quality going forward. So I think probably that's part of the mindset of having that day off as well.
Cool. And obviously there was some objections, and you said a lot of people support you. Have you seen the objections? I mean, most of them seem to be addressed with the police's change of hours. Have you anything specific you want to pick up on from those objections to alleviate fears?
I mean, I think part of my view is that I think the advice we got chatting to a few other pub leaseholders and people in the industry is that there is a difference between what usually the licensable hours and the opening hours are, and that often isn't completely evident to the people who aren't involved in that process. So I think, for example, one of the village pubs has a 3 a.m. license around York, but you wouldn't necessarily ever have it open until 3 a.m. That's just what it's been. So our view was really looking at mirroring the old license, but really looking at regular normal village pub opening hours. So hopefully, I hope that we can prove them more over time. I think that the initial concern is the pub hasn't been open for a little while, and what's going to happen to it. But we hope we can prove over time and through sort of bringing back a really nice reputation to the pub that it really sort of alleviates everybody's worries.
Just following on from that as well, it was actually quite reassuring that we're quite a large village, you know, we're sort of 1,500-1,600 people. To get the 8 objections, which obviously has now come down to 7, is quite reassuring, and everybody has a right to object, of course they do. We just hope that we've done enough to alleviate any concerns that anybody had or any worries, that we just want to open the village pub back up. We don't want people falling out of the doors at 3 a.m. or anything like that. We just want to reinstate what the village deserves. So we're hoping that we've done enough to warrant that.
And they know where you live, don't they?
Pardon?
And they'll know where you live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I'm happy with that. Cool.
Yeah.
I think we've probably hopefully got across most of the points that we wanted to. We hope that as well, sort of being locals, we can continue with the open communication with the local community. You know, we've attended the village meetings when there has been the support to reopen the pub. We've tried to keep that communication open. We have a Facebook channel that we invite commentary on. So we're hoping that over time with that, we're not a faceless person that just wants to open something to make money. That's not our viewpoint. We hope that with the ongoing communication that can really help sort of bring everybody together and hopefully, you know, the people that are slightly concerned is just really eradicate any of those worries.
Thank you. Now adjourn. We shall make our deliberations, so you can wander off back down, have another coffee with Leslie. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll close the meeting for now. Cool. Welcome back. Reconvene the decision, and you'll be pleased to know we're granting your licence. With the condition of Annex 3, as agreed with the police, except the takeout number 4, because obviously you're not having off sale, so we'll just take out Section 4, and everything else is as applied for with Annex 3 added. So, well done.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank